is there anybody here yet? I'm about to go on a mega fucking rant, so I hope there are people here to hear this. Kind of a last minute thing, but I got a rant. We'll see if anybody shows up. Got to rant tonight. Is there anybody here yet? Oh, there's one person watching. Let's see. Hi, Susan. Oh, God. You don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. But you're going to know. Hello. Okay. Rob said, everybody, I'm going to rant because I just saw this interesting article that showed up on my Facebook. Jarkov, I can't rant. Not when this news article just came out. The true scale of China's mass. Okay, I got to make this big. I'm going to get myself off the screen. Hold on. Can you guys hear me now? Oh, that's terrible. There we go. Okay, is that better? Sorry, the echo should be gone. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. This is okay. This is a failure of a stream. I'm so sorry. My computer, I don't know what's wrong, so I apologize. I'm doing this half from my phone. So, okay. So BuzzFeed released this article that said that they've been going over the government documents that were declassified for 3 years. And I know it's terrible. I'm sorry, guys. They've been going over the government documents that have been declassified for 3 years. And they found out that the true scale of the mass detention of the campaigns in Xinjiang that has stayed secret have finally come out. And they have 206 million square feet of space to detain Muslims. And that there's enough to hold 1 million people at the same time. And if you put that into perspective, that is, they have enough space to detain or incarcerate more than 1 in every 25 residents of Xinjiang at the same time, which is a figure 7 times higher than the criminal detention capacity in the United States, which is a country that has the highest incarceration rate in the world. So, and this little graph here, so the dark red is detention centers, red is high security prisons, orange is medium security, and then the yellow are the camps. And BuzzFeed has been going to expose China because they keep building these detention centers. And so far, they said 1 million plus people have gone through these, and they don't know how many people have come out. Because once you go in these detention centers, if you go into a detention center or a prison, they don't let your family know that you're there. They won't let you make phone calls. They won't let you write letters. They won't let you have visitors. They won't let you talk to anybody. We're talking about the Xinjiang detention centers in China. So a lot of people don't even know if, their loved ones are coming out. Some people think that they're being used for slave labor, for products that we use in the West. Some people say that they're being used to get their organs ripped out for human trafficking. But I remember I watched a story the other day of a family that was trying to come out of Xinjiang and go to Turkey, and they had like 6 kids, and the husband got detained for over a year, and the wife has still not been reunited with him, but they wouldn't let their kids, like they were all under 8, get passports. So they kept them and put them in children's detention camps. And they found out that they have children's detention camps in Xinjiang. They rip the kids away from their family and they re-educate them to forget their Muslim heritage, teach them Chinese, make them totally fanatical, but they don't let any of their family members ever have them again. And this woman's living in Turkey and she doesn't have like 6 of her kids, and they won't let her go back and get them. Like once your family member leaves Xinjiang, they will either detain the rest of your family or they will make sure you have no contact with the remainder of your family that's there. So I remember when we read Evil Men, when the Chinese took the Japanese and like did this like re-education program. Instead of killing the Japanese war criminals, they re-educated them. So some speculate that that might be what's going on. I don't think that's what's happening. I think that they're exploiting them as labor force, and I think they're using them for human organ trafficking. So, oh yeah, I'm glad you landed safe. So this is detainees by prefecture by year. So as you can see, the numbers keep going up. So there's only 8,000 people detained in this prefecture, Aksu, in 2018. By 2020, there was over 85,000 people detained. Look at how these numbers are growing. Happy late birthday, Carl. So then this one is a chart showing the construction, and people have gotten hold of these top secret documents, and they're using satellite images and documents testimony where they are figuring out how many of these camps that the government is constructing. So this is the construction of these camps each month. So there's tons of them. So by April 2021, the facilities examined by BuzzFeed News had a combined area of more than 206 million square feet, or about 19.2 million square meters, which would cover a third of the island of Manhattan. Most of the growth came between 2017 and 18. And this shows the growth per like city in Xinjiang. So there's something going on. So the documents are a hard copy of prison regulation edited by the Chinese Ministry of Justice and published by Chinese state publisher in 2010, as well as a set of 2013 regulations for detention centers. It is not clear whether the government has revised them since then, but a number of details in the documents match what can be seen in satellite images of the newly built facilities, including the layers of fencing on either side of the prison perimeter walls and open air yards adjacent to each detention center cell. So dozens of former detainees have described gross overcrowding in Xinjiang prisons and camps, raising the specter that the Chinese government could cram far more people into its sprawling detention systems than the square footage lets off. Last year, BuzzFeed News investigation of an internment camp in the mountain town of Mangalore found cells that by Chinese prison standards should only hold up to 4 people actually held as much as 10. Some remembering being forced to sleep in shifts because of lack of beds, or even to sleep by side on a single cot. I'm sorry, I'm so triggered. So the true total of number of people who have been locked up during the campaign remains a secret. The most commonly cited estimate of 1 million comes in large part from a 2018 analysis by scholar Adrian Zenz and is based on leaked database of detainee numbers for 65% of Xinjiang counties. Chinese human rights defenders, an advocacy group, published a similar estimate that year based on interviews with Uyghur exiles. A UN committee have given similar estimates that year, citing credible reports, and the U.S. State Department said a week later that China could be detaining millions of Muslims in Xinjiang. How much the number of detainees may have risen since 2018 is unknown. So we haven't gotten any numbers since 2018. And seeing how the spike went up from 2016 from 8,000 people in one city being detained up to 75,000 people. Imagine the jump that could be done with all that construction that took place between 2017 and 2018. Yeah, I'll put the article in the thing because you don't want to share my stream because I fucked up. So this is the actual article. So I don't know exactly what this says. I know this means is, but a wall painting reads, "Stability is a blessing, instability is a calamity." So they have the most checkpoints. So I just don't know what to think about this. People are being murdered. They're being, I just don't understand. That's my rant. Like, I don't understand like how our world and how our like the human race can let something like this happen. Like, I thought that through history, like knowing the signs, like we would not repeat something like this, because the fact that it's happening, if it was happening in any other country that had some sort of transparency, but like China has the least transparency of all the countries. And I'm 100% positive, like swear on my kids, that I'm pretty sure that this is a lot worse than the Chinese are letting on. So I don't know what the world's going to do about this. I don't think anything honestly is going to come from it. I don't know what you guys think. If we've already let it go so far, we've already had so much information and nobody seems to give a fuck. And even though people might think that it doesn't pertain to them, because like, who cares? People will be like, oh, different group of people, different religion, like, who cares? It doesn't affect my day-to-day. But it can eventually affect your day-to-day because it lets the world see how much you can push around and exploit and abuse a group of people, and how much like other people will butt into it. And we're showing the world that nobody will do anything. Like, one day it could happen to you and your family, and you should not expect people to step in for you. So I just think it's a really sad situation that in 2016 to now that we're allowing this to happen for the sake of economic sanctions and prosperity. I think it's pretty sick. It could happen here. It could happen in the United States. It could happen anywhere. And it's just really disheartening that we think that we're immune from this kind of treatment. And it has happened here in the past. We had the Japanese internment camps during World War II, where we literally like took people that had homes and families just because they belonged to a small group, a race of a small group of people that
bombed Pearl Harbor. We ripped and uprooted entire families and generations from their homes of normal people, and out of fear stuck them in camps. And that was in like some of like our family's lifetime. People that are still alive remember that. And it's sad to think that it could still happen today, and that people think that like are just turn an eye to it. It's just a little depressing. So this picture here shows from the years like how the security prisons have grown. So as you can see, they've been building them and they're only getting bigger. Yeah, like they've been forced sterilizing women. They've been taking women, Muslim minorities, into these detention centers and giving them forced abortions, and they're ripping out their uteruses and fallopian tubes so they can't have children again, just because they don't want them to reproduce because they're part of a minority group that's not Han Chinese. And that's really sickening to me. And if we think that we're not like, if I don't know if you guys read last year that there was Hispanic women that were caught trying to come into the United States. They were being given forced hysterectomies, and they were not given translators to understand what was going on, and they didn't even know that they were having hysterectomies until after, when they were told, hey, we ripped out your uterus, you can't have babies. So like I don't think anybody's going to do anything about this, because I think I might do a show on this. I get too heated. Like, I don't understand. And if you look at like, this is a conspiracy. If you look at how the timeline of coronavirus happened, when people started giving China heat about these centers, the coronavirus happened. When Great Britain started talking about this again last year, then the Delta variant happened. So now more news articles, people are starting to go over these 3-year-old documents, and they're like, shit, look at, here's the evidence right here in front of us. What's going to happen now? 100% convinced that China manufactured and released this virus. 100% convinced that they did it, so we wouldn't give a shit about this. But you can see here we have satellite image proof. It's mass scale. It was done. We're too busy, focusing on not dying from this virus and losing our jobs and having our whole lives uprooted to give a fuck about people in detention centers. But now things are winding down, and now people are starting to look at it again. Guarantee you. Oh, what do you know? People are looking at it again already. Now there's a resurgence of the Delta variant happening. And China's refusing to let us go in and do more investigations to how this virus got released from Wuhan. This is definitely all tied together. And it's very sad. So, here's another one. Development of an internment camp outside Korla from March to August 2018. They are building these bitches quickly. So, yeah. Sad thing. God, I have black lipstick on my face still. This is horrible. I'm going to make this stream private. I look terrible. Sorry to wake everybody up to rant. I wore a black lipstick today to work because I didn't put any makeup and I didn't want anybody to look at my face. Yeah, my microphone and stuff is broken. It says it's plugged in, but it's not. I don't know what's happening. So it says it's plugged in, but it won't register. Yeah. Sorry, this is a shit stream. I'm probably going to make this private. I just had to rant. Like, I literally just looked at this article and was like, I have to rant. So, yeah. They didn't want to stop it. They didn't want people to look at this stuff. Population control of China, for one. I know. It keeps saying that, like, my microphone and stuff randomly is being used by another, like, thing. I don't know what's going on, Effie. So, I don't know what it is, because this is my microphone. I don't know why it's not working. Everything's breaking. Everything's falling apart around me. So, thank you guys for listening to me rant. And I did get this drink bottle, which is pretty cute. It says Ichigo on it, which means strawberry. So I look like crap today. I'm just going to cover myself. So I hope everyone's doing well. James, I'm glad you made it safe. Hello to Susan, Carl, Sam, Effie, S. Robson, South Haven Solar, whatever your name is. Oh my God, I look terrible. I've almost finished my second week at work tomorrow. Like, you have the kids tomorrow. I'm going to try to work. I restarted the computer. It's going well. It's going well, Dodie. I restarted the computer before I did the stream because it wouldn't let me do it. And then the camera worked, and then it stopped working with the mic. Dale. I know it's Dale Effie. I'm just like, so. Who knows, Carl? I don't even know anymore. This world just sucks. Hi, Rainbow Love. I'm on my phone because everything's broken. So, do you guys want me to do a show on Shinjan? I think it would be interesting. I gotta finish the one on. God. I'm still working on the one. I'm sorry, Dale. I'm just like, when I get so ranty and heated, like I lose track. I still have to finish the one. Why did I do that? Why does it? I took somebody's name and had it down there the entire time. Oh my God, this whole show has been crazy. Where does they say echo? Really? It took me that long to realize that. So I don't know. Nothing on my computer is working. I don't even know how to change this around. I wanted to show you guys what I was working on, but it's not letting me switch my camera around. Maybe it will now. No. So I'm gonna try to work on Shinrikyo tonight and some tomorrow. I need to finish writing the research. There's so much stuff to write about. I haven't even gotten to the actual attacks yet. I've just wrote so much about biochemicals, biological weapons, and words I don't understand. So, but I feel like it's important because people just like to write about the shock value. I want the whole shebang in there. Yeah, this stream's going private after. I totally made a fool of myself. No, it's okay. Don't feel sorry. Don't talk about anything important. Oh, you guys are seeing me without makeup. Except this black lipstick right here. Do a restart. I'm going to do a restart of the computer, but I did get some new books in the mail, though. I could take this with now. Let me see. I got this book. Where is it? Remembering Kanji. And I have another book. Is there a book over there? I got another book. No. I don't know where it went, but it was about particles. So I have so many books. I keep needing to get stuff. Yes, Sean Atwood's channel got taken off YouTube. That is some bullshit right there. I'm about to fucking go to YouTube myself. Nobody fucks with my Opa. I'm about to go down there and go full fucking Karen. I put the link up in there. I'm not on my computer right now. Let me see if I can get it. The link to the story that I was just reading. This is the link to the story I was just reading. Heaven is more fun than Earth. Yeah, Sean Atwood's channel got taken off, and it pisses me the fuck off. I don't know what's wrong with this YouTube platform. I don't know, Lana. I think it had something to do with some of his content. They just took his channel. And but I know that if anybody's going to get their channel back, it's Atwood, because that man is bound and determined, and he's extremely intelligent, and he has the right connections. He's going to get his channel back. It's just, yeah, I just don't understand why. I understand censoring, harmful things, but, I don't understand censoring people's opinions. But then, like, devil's advocate, you can't be mad because technically YouTube can censor whatever the fuck they want because they're a private company. Now, if it was a company that was owned by the government, they would not be able to censor anything because we need surviving life back too. It's insane. Like, I wanted to be last year when everybody had their channels and everything was going well and stuff. So, I mean, it makes me really depressed. What the fuck is going on with this computer? So I don't know. I like Sean's channel. So the thing is like if we tell YouTube that you can't censor what they want on a private company, then that's like telling people that they have no rights to run their own private companies of any uh, industry. So like I don't want to like open up my own business and have the government tell me I can't run it the way I want. So I guess we can't tell YouTube how to run their platform. But until somebody wants to come up and make a new platform that is works just as good as YouTube but is free, then I guess we're just all gonna have to deal with it or like try to start a movement that's big enough to actually like make some change. So like I know that Atwood was promoting that what is it, the new YouTube or whatever before, but that's not something like we need something that's like Google owns too much shit. I'm just gonna say that right now. Google owns way too much shit. And at the end of the day, I think it's gonna be Google and Apple. It's going to be like a monopoly of the technology and the internet. And Apple and Google are going to be the ones running it. Because who gives a fuck about Microsoft anymore? But like, I don't know. There's not any other platforms like YouTube. I mean, there's Daily Motion, there's little platforms, but nothing to the capacity with that much power and exposure that YouTube has. Just because it's connected to Google, we need to have some diversity in the streaming world. But then you also see the dangers of having an uncensored platform with like Parlor and stuff like that, people having death threats. I mean, I guess it's just like you got to take the bad with the good, but yeah, I don't know what everyone's going to do. But I don't understand how like Trisha Paytas, I remember she had a video where she was testing sex toys. How you can have something like that, a video on YouTube, but you want to let Atwood talk about shutting down sex predators? That makes no fucking sense to me. No sense. I guess whatever makes the money. And like even Ron said, there was like naked cooking shows on YouTube, but like he can't talk about some of the stuff. Like it's educational. I don't know what gives channels more leeway than that. It's not like Atwood was a small channel. He had over 500,000 subscribers. So it's not like he wasn't bringing any advertising revenue into it. So it has to be something personal. You know what I mean? And one thing that I do agree, if it's something, even though it's a private company, if it's something that people can earn enough revenue off to make a reasonable living, there has to be, then it's a job. So there has to be regulations in terms of labor for the platform. Otherwise, they shouldn't be able to make millions off of it, and people shouldn't be able to make a reasonable living off of it, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Like it would be like me going into work and then being able to fire me or do whatever they wanted or not give me health insurance because they're not regulated by the government, but they're allowed to make all that money. So why is YouTube allowed to be a business but then treat its employees like shit? Just because they're not like physical employees. They're like independent contractors, I think it's what it's called. Yes, I do, Shoeless Joe. Yeah, I don't understand any of that. I don't understand any of that. If somebody can make millions of dollars, like buy houses, have their whole livelihood run on something, then the company can just pull it out and like from underneath you and not have like any checks and balances. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I feel that there should be like some type of rule put in place for YouTube or companies like it where people can own a substantial amount of revenue, that there has like if you hit a certain threshold of earning money, then you're an independent contract, not an independent contractor, but you're an employee. Otherwise, YouTube should not get any of that revenue. Like they don't have to give you health insurance and stuff, but like YouTube doesn't even follow its own motherfucking rules, so I don't know. Sean will get his channel back. He knows enough people. I'm sure he'll get his channel back. If not, I'm gonna visit. I'm gonna visit that YouTube. I'm like, I know, Aretha, that's weird. Like, out of all the shit, it's not like it's different. Like, you could talk about Nazis on YouTube in terms of educational purposes, but you can't promote neo-Nazism and stuff. So it's not like that's understandable that they take that off. But they were talking and educating people about the dangers of pedophilia and the way that it's spread and normalized to children online. They weren't promoting pedophilia. So, like, I don't understand, like, what the fucking reasoning is here. I don't know who owns Patreon. I was thinking of making a Patreon instead of an OnlyFans, but then I decided I don't want to make either. So, I don't know. Who owns Patreon? I wish I could turn my phone around so I could show you guys, like, how my room looks. But it won't let me do it. Won't let me do it. Oh, Aiko has no fear. Aiko has no fear. Yeah, things are getting a little too, like, Facebook owns everything, and then Google owns everything, Apple's trying to own everything. It's going to be these three companies against everything soon. So, oh, there's one. Really? Oh, Chris. I will probably talk tomorrow during the day before my kids get here. I'm probably going to make this private just because. Yeah, I fucked up the beginning of the stream. I'm embarrassed now. I have to figure out how to freaking fix my computer. I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, of course, there's no more freedom of speech, Shoeless Joe. Why? Because everybody let China take freedom of speech away from Hong Kong overnight, and no fucking country did a fucking thing. So now everybody's like, millions of people, you can take away their freedom of speech overnight, and no motherfucker's going to step in? I guess it's our time to try, little by little. That's why you need to be concerned about what happens in world affairs. Because there's always people watching about how people react when people are treated poorly. So I'm going to go for the night. I ranted way too long. I love you guys. And I'm sorry that this is a crap stream. I just had to, like, rant for a little bit. But I will talk to you all later. I'm going to try to work some on that Amish and Rico stream this weekend so we can get that going. But I love everyone. And sorry that the stream sucked. I just got so heated. I get so passionate. I have to talk. But I love everyone. Everyone have a good night. Later. Later.